Hey, what's up, everybody? I just wanted to give a walkthrough on this project I've been working on. This is a Funkey 700 size MD500, and I've done a lot of work to this thing to get it to be, how I like it. And so I'm not obviously not done. I'm waiting on the speed control and my blades for it, but I wanted to show, what I've done to this thing. So this thing basically is designed for a nitro, old style nitro Align 700. And, if you're using one of those, the installation is pretty easy. But I wasn't using that, and I'm using I'll show the mechanics here in a minute, an old T-Rex 700 version 1 electric basically. But it's a V1, so it's got the bell cranks and all that stuff. And what I did is, I'll show that when I get to that, but they have on this thing, for the tail, first of all, if you're using, for whatever mechanics you're using, there's different instructions you follow. And if you're using like for instance, if you're using a T-Rex Nitro 700 or a Century or Robo, you follow the instructions and it all goes together easy. Not so the case when you're doing what I'm doing. So what I did is I fit my mechanics in there. I've got this block here for the front, and then in the back these two aluminum. This was actually in the kit, but I don't think they're actually made for that. I think they're for Century or whatever. But and then you could actually route the let me go right in here. You can actually route the exhaust out the tail cone if you were using a nitro. But in order to get the tail boom to line up straight with the boom of the fuselage, I had to raise it up so that it would be in the right position, and then also the main shaft would come out in the right position, which is not really too fussy. I did a lot of research on that. I mean, where it comes out is not really too fussy, but it's usually right around here, right where this bend starts here. So if you're using the T-Rex 700, you're supposed to cut a little bit off, about 15 millimeters off of the fuselage here. I didn't want to do that, so I thought I would just lengthen the tail, basically to actually they don't make anything, so lengthening it, I took a 760 tail boom, and then I took a Gowie torque tube. So because the Gowie torque tube, I was able to cut it to whatever length I wanted to make it work. And then I cut the 760 tail boom so that it just sticks out, just perfect here, so that I don't have to cut anything off of it. I'm going to see how it flies like that. I don't know how that's going to work out. But and then also for the motor that was in this helicopter was I think it was an Align motor, but it didn't fit in here. I would have had to cut out this whole area here, and I definitely didn't want to do that. So I found a motor that would fit in there, but when I say fit in there, I've only got a couple of millimeters of clearance between the motor and the top of this canopy here. But it doesn't seem to be hitting, so I think that'll be okay. And then for the tail control rod, now the tail control rod on this thing, let me flip this around. The tail control rod normally, but they want you to use the old style wire one that would go in there, and then you put a little Z bend in it, cut a hole in the fuselage and bring it out. I didn't want to do that either, so I made this hole right here in the fuselage for the carbon fiber tail control rod to come through, and I think that's going to work out really good. I'll try to show some pictures as I'm going along here of what I'm talking about. So let's see, did I leave anything out on the fuselage? No. So we'll go to the show you the mechanics now.